Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
I'm Glennon Doyle, author of Untamed and host of the podcast We Can Do Hard Things. Each week, we talk openly and honestly about the hard things in life together with you. So join us and some of our dearest friends and greatest heroes to talk about anxiety, boundaries, parenting, infidelity, our bodies, loving and losing, all of the things that make us human. Listen to and follow We Can Do Hard Things on Odyssey and everywhere you get your podcasts.
What's up? It's your boy, The Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the Men's Room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Stephen Throwhill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. First, a comment came in that says, look, don't give Thrill a milkshake. It will not be a quiet place.
That's true. It will be too.
Sorry.
Eventually.
Today, look, man, we toast Memorial Day weekend, but more importantly, why? Memorial Day, of course, is celebrated on the last Monday in May to honor the men and women who died while serving in the U.S. military. And since the American Revolution, 646,596 American troops have died in battle. More than 539,000 have died from other non-combat related wounds. So let that sink in for a second. Absorb some of the news that's going on around you and ask yourself if this is what they think that they died for. The way people are treating each other right now, and everyone knows better. And look, people get mad, people can complain, people can fight, but shut up, get your head together, and remember we should stand united. This is why these people gave their life. And the crap I read in the news now and the way people treat each other, you're going to tell me, you'd have the nerve to tell me, or some of my relatives that died in a battle, you think this is why they did it? It is not. They did this because the idea is whether or not we get along, you still find a way to move forward. It's pretty goddamn simple, and they put it as the first word in the name of the country, united. So figure it out. This weekend, when you're eating your hot dogs and your hamburgers, because that's what I plan on doing, not going to lie to you, I'm also going to get pissed drunk. But just keep this in mind as you enjoy this weekend, man. It's a heavy thing. It's an important thing. And I think this year, more than most years of my lifetime, it would do us a lot of good to remember that. The people have sacrificed for you to be a jackass. For you to freak out at McDonald's because your fries were cold. That ain't what it's about, man. So let's get our heads together and truly honor these people that are falling for the country, right? That is what this weekend is about. You got a day off for these people to sacrifice their life. We can do better. So for that, let's drink.
Hell yeah.
We pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy!
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola, bitchola!
You know it's Bad Choice Friday. It's Bad Choice Friday. You know it's Bad Choice Friday. Hey, man, this is your fault.
All right, today we have a 3-day weekend-inspired Bad Choice Friday. What a heated battle I'm sure it was between Rebecca Black and Friday and Loverboy working for the weekend. Mike, how was the voting?
Why are you even asking, Miles? People don't work for Friday, they work for the weekend.
Okay, here you go. All the way from the great white north. Here's your winner on a Bad Choice Friday. It's Loverboy. You are listening to the Men's Room, 99.9 KISW Seattle.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Now for all TV news all the time, it is time for TV Time at 10.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, Armageddon. The Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right, your choices today. The Jimmys.
Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Hat. Seth Meyers. Sorry, that was stupid. I just...
Jimmy.
I know. Conan.
Conan O'Brien. He's almost done.
He is almost done. Tear. Or Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
Right there, the title of these guys have teams of talented writers come up with their monologues each and every night. It's up to you to determine, is this an actual late night joke and from whom, or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
Amazon just reached a deal to buy MGM Studios for $8 billion. At this point, the only thing Jeff Bezos doesn't own is hair.
I hope that's you, too.
God, I hope so, too. I'll say Seth Meyers.
Jimmy Fallon.
Amazon just reached a deal to buy MGM Studios for $8 billion. At this point, the only thing Jeff Bezos doesn't own is hair.
That's a good one. But I'm bald, so it's hard to write bald jokes.
That's a good point. So one thing we have in common with Jeff Bezos.
What am I going to rib him on?
I can't imagine we can say anything or even get upset.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe, I don't know. I'd have to find some random sport I could beat him at.
Nothing. He would just smile, shrug, and be like, you might be right.
Do you realize the yacht he's building, it has a support yacht so the helicopter can land on that?
Yeah.
Because the yacht he has.
His yacht is so big that he has a support yacht.
Well, it's got 3 big masts on it for a sailboat, right? So there's no pad. So he has a support yacht for his yacht.
So the helicopter can
land on the support yacht.
And then get him over to the real yacht.
Correct, to the dinghy.
The TSA is getting ready for Memorial Day weekend and a huge influx of travelers by sending out a message to passengers that they should bring a mask, but not their guns. I'll repeat that, bring a mask, but not a gun.
Jimmy Fallon.
Ted Swift! Oh, Jesus, Mike, that was my joke!
No, it wasn't.
Good job, Jim.
Apparently it wasn't. Sounds to me like it was.
No, it looks like somebody's
ripping off people's jokes.
Good job, Ted.
Do I call him trigger happy?
Or do we call you Carlos?
34 million Americans are expected to hit the road this weekend, and another 2 million, 2.5 plan to fly, which is way up from this time last year. TSA said they expect long lines at airports. I'm excited to see the TSA. When that wand touches my inner thigh, I'm going to look the agent right in the eye and say, I miss you too, big guy.
Kimmel.
Myers.
Kimmel.
34 million Americans are expected to hit the road this weekend. Another 2.5 million have plans to fly, which is way up from this time last year. TSA says expect long lines at the airport. I'm even excited to see the TSA. When that wand touches my inner thigh, I'm going to look the agent right in the eyes and say, I missed you too, big guy. I really did.
The Recording Academy announced changes to the Grammy Award nomination process. That's right. You can now be nominated if you're Taylor Swift or Beyonce.
Ted Smith. The Ted Smith.
Seth Meyers.
The Recording Academy announced changes to the Grammy Awards nomination process. That's right. You can now be nominated if you're Taylor Swift or Beyonce.
CVS is now offering prizes for people who get vaccinated in their pharmacies. Some of the prizes are pretty great, including the grand prize, the key to the locked case where the razors are.
Fallon.
Yeah, it should be Fallon.
And check this out. So that CVS is now offering prizes for people who get vaccinated in their pharmacies. Some of the prizes are pretty great, especially the grand prize, the key to the locked case where they keep all the razors and deodorant.
It is kind of funny they keep all that stuff in there. I mean, I get why they do it because it's so expensive. People would just steal it, but...
And sell it to other places who sell it to you cheaper.
Yeah.
So I had a place around the corner from me, and I would go, and I never bought like laundry detergent or anything, but I go in there and get smokes, and I realize they had a bunch of stuff. Then I find out later that place got busted because I hired the local homeless guys to rob Safeway, bring their product, and they would charge less.
It is hard. Like in my neighborhood, if I buy detergent, it's almost always behind the counter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of that, I mean, I was in Safeway on Saturday or Sunday morning last week. They don't have anything really locked up. They do have a premium liquor cabinet.
Yes.
Which is just the liquor cabinet, right? You cannot, and I swear to you, this place was empty. I walked in there and I'm like, there's a few people in there shopping. I got in there extra early. Every 30 seconds, attendant to the premium liquor cabinet. And, like, there's a button you push, and then the automated message plays. Someone shows up. It was every 30 seconds. I kept looking around going like, where the hell are the people? And then I go over to the premium, and I'm like, oh, here we are. I was like, no kidding, man.
And I think it says it till somebody shows up.
It does. It keeps repeating itself, right?
I was going to ask how many times you hit it.
I know, 5. Where is someone? I'm going to have to buy these cookies.
I mean, you're saying that, and I'm like, yeah.
All right, this is kind of an interesting list. It's basically a list of things that TV and movies always get wrong about famous cities.
Okay.
So most of them are kind of interesting, but they're pretty standard if you've been to these cities. Now, admit it, some of these I know only because I lived on the East Coast, and it's much easier to travel between major markets and cities.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. So we start with number 10. They say in Philadelphia, basically what they got wrong is all the major landmarks are within walking or jogging distance from each other. Rocky's famous jog would have actually been 30 miles long.
Yeah.
I mean, like, he's putting in road work. I know he's got a fight coming up.
Yeah, but you know what? That's right. You forget how big Philly is.
Right. I mean, that one's
huge.
But right, when you watch the movie, you're like, oh, you just go from this place to that place, and then it's like, no, it's clear on the other side of town.
And when you look at all the suburbs that spill over into New Jersey, like Cherry Hill and Morristown and all that stuff, on that side, on the east side, the Montgomery County on the west side, and then everything to the south of Philly.
Philly's like the L.A. of the East Coast.
There's suburbs of Philly and Delaware, for crying out loud, and then north of Philly, and then it's just like...
Because most cities on the East Coast are about, geographically, the size of the city of Seattle, right?
Yeah.
So like 87 square miles, 37 square miles, something like that. Philly is much larger, and that's the only city really on the East Coast that's that big.
Other than maybe like Norfolk, from a land perspective.
I'm talking about places people want to be.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Nobody's going to Norfolk. You go to Norfolk if you're in the Navy and your CO hates you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, also,
like Hampton Roads.
Also,
is huge.
Remember, Philly was like probably one of the first major cities, though, on the East. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
I want to say Philly's established before like DC and that stuff.
You know what's weird, man? And this is stupid, and it shouldn't be a big deal, but he has since moved. Well, my brother-in-law, so he lives in Philly. My sister-in-law also lives in Philly. But going from one house to the other, like if I said, look, you're in North Seattle, going to South Seattle, even if traffic sucks, 30 minutes. It's like an hour there, right? And that's with no traffic. But to get to where he lived, we're driving through it's still in the city of Philly, but it looks like all this farmland, right? So my wife's driving, and she's like, do you know where we are? I'm like, in hell. And she goes, no, this is Valley Forge. Now, in my mind, I'm going back to my elementary school, like George Washington and his troops are here, and they're getting cold and starting to get... She's like, yeah, this is... So you drive down this road, and there's some houses there. It's mostly horse farms as it is right now, but it blew my mind. I'm like, you just called us Philly. I'm like, this is goddamn Valley Forge, man. This is a major part of American history, and it's...
For some reason, I always thought Valley Forge was in New York, like upstate.
No, man.
It's right there, huh?
It is right there. Now, all of that said, as fascinating as that was, and as much as it took me back to U.S. history and go, man, it's great. I'm like, let's get the F out of here.
It's like Antietam. I'm on a farm.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, look, a lot of major cities like that. You go to D.C. and you go to Rock Creek Park, you would have no idea you're in a city that big.
You would not know.
All right, so things that TV and movies always get wrong about famous cities. That everybody in Houston wear cowboy boots. Houston? Yeah. Houston.
Dallas, maybe. Houston,
Houston's the fourth largest city in the country.
In Mexico.
Everyone in Boston is either a cop, a lawyer, a criminal, or a college student.
No firefighter on there?
There's not a lot of Boston firefighters.
There's not. Like on television, you know.
But either you're a civil servant,
Chicago, for some reason, gets more of the firefighters.
Yeah, you're right.
That's what I'm saying. But there's Boston cops, there's Boston legal, you're criminals, or you're in college.
You're right. That's the only way it's perceived, right? And if you're in college, you're Ivy League. You're not going to a community college.
Oh, there is no such thing.
Yeah.
I mean, there might be, but who knows?
This one, I don't blame movies for this. A lot of people think this. Do you know why Chicago is called the Windy City?
I know why. And it's not the weather.
No, then.
Right, so most people think, right. The name came after a 19th century newspaper editorial consider Jesus Christ, I can't read.
What the hell?
Here, I'll take it.
Criticizing city officials for being full of hot air.
Oh, all right.
It's like the start of the show for me there, Thrill. Dallas is just cattle and oil fields. Obviously, that is not. Dallas is a massive city.
It's just like strip clubs.
They do have good strip clubs. I haven't been to one, unfortunately.
The Lodge, still open.
Yeah. All right. Actually, Dallas has really good food, too, man.
Oh, totally.
Well, let me take that back. I ate barbecue and Tex-Mex.
People get dressed up to go to the grocery store in Dallas. I'm walking around.
Oh, yeah.
There's women in heels at the grocery store. I'm like, what is happening here?
Dallas was also weird because, I was a little, I would be a little timid smoking, say, marijuana in Dallas, but everybody there drinks. When we were at the state fair, I said something, I was like, yeah, it's the biggest hot tub I've ever seen. And that there's a cop, I don't know if he's a sheriff or whatever, but the cop's like, first time here? And I go, yeah, I guess everything is bigger in Texas. And I don't know if I looked hungover or just seemed like I was out of it. He goes, all right, why don't you get a couple beers in you? It kind of shooed me along.
Right. The beltway system in Dallas, which is huge, looks like a penis, first of all. But it does. It really does. It's as big as Philadelphia. I mean, if not bigger, as far as just like Fort Worth, Arlington. Like if you're going from one place, Irvin to what a Plano even was in the metro. It takes a while, but you're going 90 miles an hour. It still takes a while.
Oh, they're like, no, you go fast because you got a long way to go.
Let's see. Things that movies and TV always get wrong about famous cities. In L.A., everybody goes to the beach all the time. They say, look, the beaches are popular tourist attraction, but locals don't really visit there often. Also, if you know anybody that lives in L.A., cutting across town to get to that beach could take
not worth it.
Hours.
Right. We'll be right beside the oil refineries.
Yeah. In New York, everyone travels by taxi. That's false. If you've ever been to New York, first of all, almost everybody travels by the subway.
Yeah,
everybody. Doesn't matter, rich, poor, whatever.
Just get on the right color line.
Yeah.
It's always crazy when you see people driving in New York. I mean, other than and one thing that I will say is, if you go to New York City, 70% of the cars on the road in Manhattan anyway are in fact taxis, right?
Yeah.
It is as yellow as it gets. But when you see someone driving and they have New York plates, and you're like, where are they going? Why would you drive here? It's a nightmare place to drive.
And look, man, you go to any other city on the East Coast, people are huge. I mean, huge. You go to New York, people are skinning because they got to walk.
Yeah, they walk everywhere.
Yeah, my cousin lived in Queens for a while, so he would drive. But you're right, Manhattan.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Manhattan. Yeah. No, don't do it.
Where are you going to park it?
It's always sunny and dry in Miami. It's a tropical monsoon climate. Yeah. So it gets rainy all the time.
And also Miami, and we say this all the time, and I did not know this until I physically went there. What you picture to be Miami is South Beach, right? That's one. The rest of Miami is like Detroit with palm trees.
It is.
Seriously.
And it's underwater. It's flooding.
Yeah.
Because of all that rain.
Yeah, and I've been in Miami. I mean, it's the same thing. You have hours. I'm guessing it's kind of you have hours of beautiful sunshine. We were swimming in a pool.
And then
a thunderstorm showed up. You go inside.
And you dry off in 30 seconds.
Yeah, and then you're back out.
So hot.
It was hot.
That's why I go to the mall in Boca.
The Las Vegas economy is based entirely on gambling and tourism. Vegas has been diversifying its economy to areas like healthcare and infrastructure. And there's a lot of people that live there, and it's a popular location for corporate headquarters now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good point.
Frankly, we say this all the time, but almost everybody I know that's ever lived in Vegas did not hang out on the Strip much.
No. And they have a pool.
Yeah.
They have a pool.
They hang out on the Strip as much as the average person in Seattle goes to the Space Needle. Right. If someone's in town, you go. Generally, you just don't.
And then number one on the list of things that TV and movies always get wrong about famous cities, Detroit is a dying, decaying, and falling apart. There's been a lot of money that's gone back into Detroit.
Sure.
The revitalization in recent years.
And GM Hotel downtown.
Yeah, visitors are often surprised when they go there how not run down it is.
Yeah.
So, it went through a bad period, Sure, it could be better. It's probably never get back to the way it was when all the motor companies were there hiring everybody, but like, it's not falling apart.
But that happens in every city, right? Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Detroit.
They're all coming back.
They're coming back, but you don't hear much about it. And then again, it doesn't help when you homicide, life on the street, Baltimore, The Wire. But you're going, yeah, okay. The Corner.
Let's see, some stuff for you this weekend. There's NBA playoffs on. You got NHL playoffs going on. Sunday, I forget what they call it. It's one of the most famous races in the world, but the Indianapolis 500.
Yes.
That'll be on if you want to.
Did you see how many tickets they sold?
134,000?
135,000. Yes.
Your Sounders also on Sunday evening, 6:30 p.m., taking on the brand new Austin FC.
Okay. Get out of here.
Don't lose.
Thank you, Tim. We appreciate it. You are listening to The Men's Room.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here you go. Police are stunned after pulling over a small hatchback and discovering 9 people are inside. Meanwhile, a 24-year-old breaks into a 73-year-old's house, and the 24-year-old gets his ass beat. Any crime. Man steals $1,300 worth of anti-balding supplements and Nicorette gum. Another man takes a scooter wrong way on Boston Highway, which is not safe and dumb. And a California couple decides to give back with a big wad in a diaper. It is time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my cop.
All right, top story. We got some positive news for a positive Friday there. We go to the lovely world of the internet where a couple on Instagram are about to make some lucky parents very, very happy. The pair recorded the video, which has since gone viral, of doing their own Good Samaritan deed. They stuffed a grand total of about $1,000 inside of various baby products intended for the buyers to happen upon for some relief. They talked in the video about their own struggles after they became parents and hope that the video will inspire others to do something similar.
That's awesome, man. That's great.
Right.
I wouldn't do it, but that's great.
I did see this video, and, they kind of spread it out all over the place. They put $100 inside of diapers. They put $50 inside of some, the baby formula. They put $200 inside of some clothing.
Which was almost as much as the baby formula.
That's exactly right.
What state was this in?
California, outside of LA.
Well, there you go.
Look, now that the story's out there, that might make me buy formula.
There you go, Ted. Get on, man.
Enfamil, Ted?
Where is it?
I never knew. No, I'm a Similac guy, but, whatever.
It is amazing. If you're going to have a kid, you enter a club that you were unaware you're about to enter.
All right.
I remember my wife and I, so she's like 7 months pregnant maybe, but we went to Babies R Us.
Aha.
Obviously, I have no idea what the hell I'm doing, but the one thing that we thought we would do is get, so some of the baby strollers you see, they look like off-road vehicles, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
They got a big, and I'm like, dude, we're going to do that. You know what I mean? We're going to put our kids. So we grabbed one. There was a couple that already had a kid. They said, is this your first kid? I said, how did you know? He goes, you have that stroller. I go, what's wrong with the stroller? He said, nothing. He goes, but here's the thing. When you use a stroller with your infant, you are in stores. These things are too wide for most stores. And we never would have thought about it. He just said, trust me on this.
Ooh,
we bought
dropping
one.
knowledge.
When you're going through the supermarket, when you go through Target, so it's like just the average place you go. It's not that they're wider than the aisle, but you will find it is remarkably inconvenient.
Sure.
Not only that, but if you get the baby seat for the car that straps into that bad boy, you killed 2 birds.
Exactly.
And my sister's
I was
got
like,
that
dude,
thing going on, man.
Thank you.
Oh,
He was like, look, spend your money where you want, but he's like, I'm telling you, it is more trouble than it's worth.
How's your nephew doing?
He's doing great.
Is he all right, man?
He's a smiley little bastard.
That's
He's
cool.
doing good. He loves the swing.
Smiley little bastard.
He is. I love that little guy. Saw him last weekend.
G-Man?
Little G-Man. That's
G-Man.
Right. G-Man.
You need to get him a T-shirt that says something dirty.
Ooh, G-Money.
You know what I'm saying? Get him a onesie that says something
Call him the
disgusting.
G-Spot.
No one will see it.
Okay.
Just for your own entertainment.
Oh, man. Another news, a man in Wisconsin faces criminal charges for stealing some interesting products from the local Walmart. Police were called after it was discovered that an unusual amount of Nicorette gum was missing from the shelves. After reviewing security footage, they discovered that 2 men stole the haul of gum as well as anti-balding supplements and vitamins.
We're looking for a smoking bald man. I mean, that's right.
He said, where was it at?
This was in Wisconsin.
There's got to be a few smoking bald dudes.
Well, you know one thing, he's trying to quit.
He's not smoking. He's not smoking. He's
That's
a
why
former
he's chewing
smoker.
gum.
He hasn't given up the thieving lifestyle.
It's a bald Ray Liotta.
Man, I was in Rite Aid the other day, and I was just waiting for a prescription, and I looked over and I saw the Nicorette gum that was over there. And one, I didn't realize that it came in stages. Like, this is, stage 1 Nicorette gum, this is stage 2, so I'm guessing that it kind of lowers the amount of nicotine that's actually inside that gum.
I'm a smoker and did not know that.
Right, to help you get off of it, but I also looked at it, I was like, doggone it, man, you're spending the same that you would on cigarettes. Mm-hmm. The gum is horribly expensive.
You haven't taken the nicotine out of your system.
Right.
Which is the key to the whole quitting process. You still are addicted to nicotine.
Right.
Now it's just
not
gone.
the cigarette.
You're just
not smoking.
I'm not smoking anymore, I'm going to dip. Like, you're still dipping nicotine.
Right.
It's still nicotine.
You're still putting the poison
I
inside
just
your
smoke
body.
cigars now. It's nicotine.
Right.
Boy, I really like nicotine. I mean, I hate to say it out loud. I know it's bad for me. A lot of things are bad for me. Most things that are bad for me, I also like ice cream's bad for me. I really like ice cream.
I like nicotine, too. That's why I take it the way I like it. Cigarettes.
There you go. And that's it for your headlines. With that, enjoy your 3-day weekend. Mike Hawkins.
Enjoy that 3-day weekend. Be safe. The lovely Taryn Daly's up next.
Yes, indeed. It is all true. In the meantime, we be all about this bitch. So please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The men's room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network.
Oh, man.
A Double Flush production.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.